guys! Alright, so, excuse me, my sinuses, they're driving me nuts. Anyway, it sounds worse than it is, I promise. This is one of the kombuchas I've been buying, you guys. This is the elderberry mango, and it's T-Biotics. It's traditional kombucha tea, starts with pure, simple ingredients, ultra clean, hydrating water. 5-stage filtration process produces the purest tasting water, free of impurities and chemicals. Fresh pressed organic fruits, real fruit for the fullest flavor. No concentrates, no preservatives, no artificial colors. Freshly steeped organic tea and herbs, crafted blend of organic black and green tea for a balanced flavor. Real SCOBY, 100% raw kombucha. Brewed in tradition with superior flavor is our mission. Okay. And that's the T-Biotic, the kombucha that I've been drinking. Doesn't really help much. Anyway. Okay, so. Alright. So I decided just to go ahead and jump in and do an informational video right now. And I'm going to try to get to at least one more today. Sorry, my feet are hot. It's going to be, well, I'm still going to do the informational videos. I don't know about Saturday. I might not get to any Saturday. I might be able to do one Saturday night. Just kind of like taking a break and doing an informational video and getting it uploaded, so there's still one going on Saturday. I don't work Friday and Saturday, but again, we're moving on Saturday, so Saturday's gonna be crazy. Alright, so this one this one I pulled off from the Homestead Beginnings. This one is from The Imperfectly Happy Home. And it's called Your First Homestead, Are You Really Ready to Buy? And obviously this is aimed at those of you who are thinking of buying land and building up a homestead. So, here we go. Your first homestead. It is an exciting prospect, but are you really ready to buy your first homestead? Are you ready to move from backyard or urban farmer to the country? How can you know for sure? I know personally that for many of us, backyard farming is too limiting. Our family has known that for about 2 years, but we are patiently waiting for the right opportunity. I am so glad we haven't jumped into something right away. It would have ultimately been the wrong choice for us. Over the last 2 years, I've learned the questions to ask and the things to consider before buying your first homestead. Somewhere in between. Here are the questions and things you should consider before starting your rural property search. Buying your first homestead, questions to ask yourself. Question number 1, what is your motivation? Before you move out of the burbs and into a rural property homestead, you need to know why you're doing it. I always knew why I wanted to. Stupid ads. Do you simply need more garden space? Do you want goats or other livestock that is restricted in your area or by your lack of acreage? We definitely want livestock. Goats and sheep. Yeah, probably sheep, because I think I am going to try to get into using the wool. Are you just wanting to move because the homestead movement is so popular and you can't blog without 100 acres? 12.54 is good enough for us. Don't get ahead of yourself. You can do a lot as a backyard homesteader. See what to do while you wait on your dream homestead. Know your motivation. Question 2. What are your goals? So, you know your motivation for moving to your first homestead. What are your goals? Is this going to be something that provides food for you, your family, your extended family? Is this going to be a business? If it's going to be a business, what will you sell from your homestead? Where will you sell your goods, vegetables, etc.? What sort of licensing will you need? Anything we sell is going to be right off from Faith First, and probably with a stand with a gate open toward the road, right out, and it's going to be just a known thing throughout our church family and friends and coworkers and that kind of thing. So, excuse me. Question number 3. How much land do you need? Before you sign any papers on that first homestead, you need to make sure there's going to be enough land to meet your above goals. So how much land do you need now? What about the future? Are you going to outgrow this place, or is it going to be too much in a few years when the kids have moved on? No, it's not. 12.54 is just right. I'm constantly amazed by my friend's place, which is only 1.125 acres. She and her husband have plentiful gardens, amazing citrus trees, chickens, ducks, goats, 2 pigs, and a lamb. She feels perfectly content on her hobby farm and can't imagine needing more for just the 2 of them. But if you plan to raise a grass-fed dairy cow, you're going to need a lot more space than that. Question number 4. Are you financially ready? Well, we're getting there. Before you go out looking for your first homestead, you need to ask yourself some financial questions. Number 1, how's your credit? Mine still sucks because I'm having to give up that car, and I had to give up a car in 2016 because we weren't making enough money. I couldn't afford the payments. Again. Not yet. Nope. Okay. Is it good? It's on. You're good. Okay. Anyway, so. But Classic Country is a great way to go if you have credit issues and you're just low budget and you need to be able to just move out onto raw land so you can grow your own food, and especially to try to get healthy and get into all of that good healthy stuff. Number 2, do we have a down payment saved? Classic Country is $199 down and $199 closing. So they have a Black Friday deal going right now. There's no closing cost, and it's 50% off the down payment. So you only have to put $100 down right now. I haven't been on the site, but from the advertisement I saw, I think you only have to put $100 down. There's no closing cost. And they take 10%, 10 or 20% off your, I think it's 10%. 10% off the total price of your property. So now would be a good time to get into that. Number 3, how much debt are we willing to take on for this? Number 4, do we have a budget in place that allows for unforeseen expenses that a rural property could have? We're working on things a few at a time. Question 5, do you really need to go rural? Yes, we do. You might be surprised that right on the outskirts of large cities, there are still some small farmsteads to be found. They can be more expensive because you get the best of both worlds. Wow, I can't talk. Farm life in the city. But they are worth looking into if you really don't want to be 30, 40, or 60 minutes away from civilization. I don't have a problem with being out in the country. So. Buying your first homestead, other things to consider. Weather. Is it the same as what you were used to? No, it is not, but I don't care. If you're relocating, you may have to learn how to garden all over again. Yeah, pretty much, but it's okay. Wildlife. Are you prepared to deal with wildlife coming after your livestock, garden, and maybe you, depending on location? Yes, we are. That's what the privacy fence is going to be for, around the living space of the property. So, yeah, we researched that before we came down here. And after we came down here, water sources, is it connected to the city? No, it is not, and I'm glad it's not. Because city water is horrible. Tap water is horrible unless you have a well, and that water can be contaminated depending on where it's located, or unless you have rainwater catchment. So, or are you planning, or are you going to have to haul water in? Make sure you have any well water tested first. We do not have a well on the property, and we're not going to dig one, because we have the stream that's on the property, and that's going to be the source of water for the off-grid cabin. And as we go, we're going to set up a rainwater catchment system. So, and we're just going to have to heat water for doing everything. Now, we get a camper trailer out there. I should be able to get a fairly small rainwater catchment tank and hook it up, or like have it set to where like we can just hook a hose onto it and fill the tanks in the camper trailer that way. So, and then we'll have our hot water, and I might have to buy propane though. So, how's the soil? Has this property worn out, depleted? Do you have to have a plan to replenish the soil? We're going to be building raised garden beds, so. But you'd be surprised at the poisons that can be in a rural property's dirt. I'd suggest having several areas tested. I get that. I'm going to kind of ask around at like the neighbors that live around that area. And I'll start with the friends of ours from church, so. Fencing. Is the property fenced? No, it is not. But we are putting one around the whole living area, so yeah. Do you want it fenced? Yes. And we're going to do it ourselves, so it's not going to cost as much as it otherwise would. What about outbuildings? Does it have a shed? A barn? No, it does not, but we're going to build them. Workroom. Or are you going to have to build it? Yes, we are, but we're going to be using pallets and the wood on the property. So, the house, how old is it? How much repair does it need? And are you capable of doing it yourself? Well, there's no house on it, and we're going to be building our own log cabin. So, off-grid cabin. And yes, we are capable of doing it ourselves, and we have help. Do you have the budget for repairs and renovations? Yes, we do. You're a realtor. Work with a realtor that understands rural property. We don't have that, and we couldn't afford that anyway, so. But with classic country, I mean, yeah, you're kind of on your own, but in all honesty, with the money end of it, it's worth it. It really is. And you can always learn how to do what you need to do. And there's always connections, there's always people around that can either put you in contact with people that know how to do those things or that know how to do them themselves. So, alright, know your community. If you're considering a move out of your general area, it would be a very good idea to spend some time in the community you're considering. Get to know the people. How well will you and your family fit in? And we have a great community down here, so. How far are the doctors and hospitals? In an emergency, do you have 911 service to your property? How far will you have to drive if something happens? Definitely something to think about and determine your real comfort level. No matter what, if you're living on a homestead, you better have some basic first aid skills. And I do. I have some basic first aid skills. Undeveloped land. If you're considering getting land that has never been lived on or not for some time, there is a whole lot more to consider. And that's a whole different video, so. But that was your first homestead, or are you really ready to buy? And I will have Chloe put the intro on this, and I will get this uploaded today. I promise. I will get it uploaded today. Anyway, so I will do another informational video today. I'm not sure when, but it will be at some point in time. When I take a break from all the packing and cleaning and stuff, because today we've got to pretty much finish packing up most of the house. So I have tomorrow, because I have to work tomorrow from 6:30 to 10:45. And then I have Friday off. And we're going to have to take tomorrow and Friday to go through and clean. Because I'm not going to leave the trailer a mess. So, anyway. But while I'm... Did that really just happen? Great. Okay. I'm going to have to go after my palette because it just fell in between the counter and the wall.
What did?
My paint palette. I don't know if I can get it. Anyway. So if you guys are new to the channel, we are Faith First Farm and Homestead. And we have 12.54 acres outside of Wilburton. It's kind of at the base of Panola Mountain. We do not live on the property yet. We don't have a vehicle. And we don't have anything on the property right now. We will be able to... we're pretty sure we're going to be able to get a camper trailer here pretty soon. A friend of mine that I work with, his neighbor has a camper trailer that he's selling. So... And Andrew just has to talk to him about it. But... Anyway, we used to live in Michigan. We moved down here a little over a year ago. And when we do, we're planning on our goal is to be on the property by the spring. So, first of all, so we can plant our gardens. And then just, start building up our cabin. I'm hoping that, we can actually start building our cabin maybe even this winter. I mean, depending on how cold of a winter we have, it just depends. I mean, if we can get like the base of it started before it gets really bad, then maybe when we get kind of lulls in the weather and if we can get up there, then we can, add some more to it. But anyway, you can go back and watch our live video, which is called Faith First is Going Live. And in that video, I explain, who we are, why we decided to get into homesteading, and our move down here, and, all of our plans for the property, and what we're planning on doing, the animals, and that kind of thing. So, there's also a couple of other videos where I, go into more detail on, the animals and that kind of thing. So... But just go back through and watch our videos, especially Faith First is Going Live, and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell and hit the all so you get all the notifications. I do upload a lot. I'm not going to be uploading as much within the next few days, though I will be uploading a few videos. And because we're moving from our trailer that we're living in right now into town, so we can get to and from work easier. And as far as the property goes, we'll get that figured out and we'll make sure we have transportation. So, anyway, and I think that's about it. And I will go ahead and close out this video and have Chloe get the intro put on it, and I will get it uploaded. And I will see you guys in the next one. When I take a break and just need a minute to just chill. So, I will see you guys on the next video, and you guys have a good day. Bye, guys.